Good morning, everybody. Just my camera just a little bit. So, we do not have any warnings out there currently here in West Central Missouri. We just had one that actually just got expired for Jackson and Wyandotte County up in the KC metro area. I do know that this is the big time of the morning where those of you that have to commute up to the KC metro area, you guys are going to be out on the road on I 70, 7 Highway, I 49. So there are some thunderstorms that are moving into Cass County right now. And these are mainly isolated. They're kind of scattered in nature. They're kind of clustering together. So really, the biggest threat that we have with any of these thunderstorms is going to be for a strong wind gust. So they did have the potential of seeing up to 60-mile-per-hour winds up in the Jackson Wyandotte area. A lot of lightning with these thunderstorms. Some brief periods of torrential rainfall. So please keep this in mind if you are getting ready to head up to the Kansas City area along 7 Highway, I 49, I 70 as you're heading into the KC metro area. Give yourself a little bit extra time this morning as there's some pretty robust thunderstorms up that way. Now, currently right now, we do have a outflow boundary, and you can see that right here going through Garden City across 7 Highway all the way up to Warrensburg, just west of Knob Noster. That is the outflow boundary. You'll see a wind gust of about 30 miles per hour as this continues to move to the southeast, and then we'll likely see these thunderstorms begin to kind of fall apart. But we do have that chance here in West Central Missouri for scattered thunderstorms as we go throughout the day. Our better chance is going to be this afternoon into this evening to see some thunderstorms as the main cold front makes its way through. Now, we're still going to kind of heat up a little bit today, in the low 90s for most of West Central Missouri. I think the KC Metro, they'll stay just a little bit cooler than that. But then tomorrow we begin a slow cool down that's going to last us all the way through next week, where we'll get back to normal highs in the mid to upper 80s and low temperatures back down into the 60s again, which will be very refreshing over what we've had here over the last couple, 3 days. So just want to kind of give you guys a kind of a quick rundown on what we've got going on. And again, a very borderline severe risk today for, and again, up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Show you guys the Storm Prediction Center threat assessment, and you notice West Central Missouri is in that darker green shade, and that's a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5 for severe thunderstorms today. And notice the tornado threat is 0 today. The hail threat is 0 today, and the wind threat is going to be what our culprit, our biggest threat with any thunderstorms that we get today. So again, just want to let you guys know what we have going on out there. We do have thunderstorms in and around West Central Missouri this morning. I expect these to continue to push through West Central Missouri as the morning goes on, gradually weaken. But we do have that possibility of maybe a borderline 50, 55 mile per hour wind gust associated with any of these thunderstorms that should happen to make it through West Central Missouri this morning. Good morning, Mindy. Hi, Friggle Rock. Good to see you this morning. So again, we see a little bit of an outflow boundary here. There'll be some scattered showers and thunder showers that might build up along and just ahead of this little outflow boundary. You'll feel a nice northwest breeze come through. It'll cool it down momentarily, and then we'll have some thunderstorms on the backside of that. And again, I do expect these to gradually weaken, but we still have that potential to see, maybe one or two robust thunderstorms this morning. A better chance of rain and thunderstorms coming in this afternoon into overnight tonight. And then we will begin that cool down through the weekend, which I think everybody is pretty much ready for. I know I am. I was just talking to Clay here at the station last night, and I love summertime. I like it when it's warm. I don't like to have to worry about road conditions and defrosting my windshield in the morning. But I'm done with summer, and I'm ready to move on to football weather. And we've got school starting up, I think, in most areas tomorrow or today and Wednesday tomorrow. So I'm ready. I'm ready for fall, guys. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for KC Chiefs football. I know that. So let's take a look here. I'm going to zoom this back out. Let's take a look at the short-term models, and I'll show you guys what we're looking at for the rest of the day today. So, of course, this is this morning and the little clusters of thunderstorms that are currently moving in right now. And we'll notice they kind of dissipate as they come through west central Missouri. And then as we go, this is 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4, 5. That's 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And notice that there's several thunderstorms in and around west central Missouri at around the 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame tonight. And I do believe that's when we're going to stand our best chances to pick up some moisture. And then finally it will gradually move out of the area for your Wednesday. Oh, me too. She mentioned she hopes we have a fall, not jump straight into winter. So, and I do believe as it's showing right now, it's going to be, of course, the LRC. We're going to find out what our year is going to look like as we go into winter after the first of the year, all the way through 2026, based on the new LRC cycle that will set up right around October 6th is the first day of the new cycle. And then we'll have to watch the upper air patterns. We'll see for any resemblance how long that cycle length is. And typically by around the first couple weeks of December, we pretty much know what the cycle length is going to be and what our year is going to look like. But basing it upon our current pattern that we're in right now, the current cycling theory for 2025, it looks like that we are going to have a nice fall. It's going to have plenty of moisture. We're going to have nice cool temperatures, and it's going to be kind of an extended fall. So I'm not really expecting right now too much of any snow that we're going to have to deal with for Thanksgiving or maybe even Christmas, unfortunately. And then as we go into January, I do believe that we are going to have a at least a an average of slightly above average snowfall projections. A lot of that's going to be hitting us in January and February. Now, that's not necessarily based on the LRC because, again, it doesn't set up until October 6th. But all the indications are showing that we are going to be moving into a La Nina. And for those of you that don't know what the El Nino La Nina is, it's basically a pocket of water out in the Pacific, okay, well off the coast of California. And if it is cooler than average out there, that means that that's a La Nina characteristic. If it's warmer than average, meaning that it is El Nino. So typically in La Nina years, we kind of have a late winter, but typically it's above average. So just basing it upon La Nina is what I'm kind of going with, maybe a late winter, above average, and a cool fall and a cool start of winter. Even though winter hadn't started in December, I still classify from Thanksgiving to Christmas as winter. That's what I classify winter as, even though winter doesn't take place until around the 21st, 22nd of December officially. But I think we're gonna be fine. We're gonna have a nice long fall period, which I am so ready for. But again, the new LRC sets up right around October 6th, and then typically by around December 11th, 15th, we have a pretty good indication of what our winter and the rest of 2026 is going to look like. So. Oh no, Cheryl is getting a new roof. Oh no. So and again, I guess the good news here is the fact that these are going to be very scattered. And again, as this entire line continues to shift to the southeast, these storms are moving this direction. So as they continue to move to the southeast, they are going to continue to weaken and be more scattered and eventually pretty much wash out as they come through west central Missouri. But again, as warm and humid as what it is out there, there's still just enough ingredients out there where we could maybe see a strong wind gust or two. I'm not seeing any indication of any strong winds out there. About 30-mile-per-hour winds along this outflow boundary. Now, the outflow boundary right now, is right here. That is the outflow boundary. Looks like it's beginning to enter into northwest Henry County, northern Bates County, and it's going to be coming through Windsor here probably within about the next 15 minutes or so. And you'll feel that northwest breeze coming in. Humidity's going to drop. But remember, that's all going to be temporary because we are on the warm side of the cold front, even though it is getting closer, and it should be completely through us by late evening tonight into tomorrow morning. So we are going to be heating up into the lower 90s today. The only saving grace might be maybe some cloud cover that hangs around for some of the day. That will help kind of keep temperature down just a little bit, maybe toward the 90-degree mark. But we'll have to see how the atmosphere recovers after these thunderstorms move through our area this morning. And then again, a better chance as we go into this afternoon and this evening. We're also going to see that chance of a possible borderline severe wind gusts, maybe 55 to 60 miles per hour, with a couple of those storms this afternoon, tonight. So, of course, I'll be watching them very closely down here at Baumgard Weather Center, and we'll be giving you guys updates as we go through the course of the afternoon and the evening. Put this into motion here for you guys. You can really see that outflow boundary. And you kind of notice these things are really kind of dropping due south. You notice how they make a beeline to the south. They're going right where the warm temperatures and humidity is. So yeah, I'm not expecting any more severe thunderstorm warnings this morning. We might maybe get a special weather statement for a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust with this little cluster that's heading from Cass County into Bates County. But the way this thing is moving, it's almost curving straight south. So those in Warrensburg, Clinton, Larry City, Osceola, you guys might escape with maybe a sprinkle. But looks like this is going to be shooting straight down I-49 into Adrian, Archie, Butler, Rich Hill area here over, the next 20 minutes or so. See, it's going, I know it's going faster than 5. Yeah, there we go. 60, 22, 5. So I know they're going faster than 5 miles per hour. Let's do a little time track on this. Let's set that at 45. So Passaic at 647. Butler at 652. Ballard at 6:58, Lacine at 7 o'clock, Johnstown 7:03, Rich Hill 7:06, Germantown 7:08, Appleton City 7:12, Montrose 7:12, Rockville at 7:17, Nevada at 7:29, El Dorado Springs at 7:34. Now, I do expect by the time it gets down to around Vernon County, there's probably not going to be much left of this complex of storms as it continues to weaken as it moves toward the, right now it's moving almost due south. So we'll have to, for those of you that's going to be traveling along I-49, you're just going to have to be prepared for some bright lightning flashes and some small pockets of torrential rainfall that might last, a couple miles down 49, and then it clears up, and then you'll get into it again for a couple miles, and then eventually you will run out of it once you get up likely into southern Jackson County. You'll run out of that rainfall. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call that a wrap for right now. And again, I'm not expecting any more severe weather. That was kind of an outlier cell that might have produced up to 55, 58 miles per hour. National Weather Service went ahead and issued a severe thunderstorm warning to notify people there's some strong winds with that cell when it was up in Jackson and Wyandotte County this morning. But we will likely see this cluster of thunderstorms continue to weaken as we go through later on this morning. And then we're going to kind of heat up today. And then we're going to have a better chance of more rain and thunderstorms as we go into the late afternoon, into the evening hours for us here in West Central Missouri. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a wrap. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning. Hope you enjoyed the update. Everybody drink plenty of water today. There's relief on the way. We've got cooler temperatures coming in tomorrow and for the rest of the week. So I appreciate all your support out there. Everybody stay weather aware, and we'll be talking to you all soon.